We are now entering in the action April, although it is the beginning of the retrograde cycle. Although retrograde are periods when we were told that there is an energy downturn, it is more regrouping on an energetic level and diminish the pace. We can lose many opportunities to jump the gap of learning and moving on to new beginnings. When we use the retrograde periods to liberate, we review and rethink, we also relieve our energy load, which means that our goals change, the anchors that held them in place no longer exist, so they are no longer where we think they are. This week, we have Mars and Mercury entering its retrograde periods, which is a three-phase process, the beginning of the shadow, the retrograde and the shadow end. Before you think that we would be stuck for months, see this as an opportunity to observe their anchors, the things that you put in place, deliberately or unconsciously, to ensure that you have the opportunity to stay quiet while recalibrates its energy and expands its container energy to get new energy. Anchors are blessings when we know its purpose and use them for our benefit. This is the newsletter of the topic this week. The purpose of an anchor on a boat is to prevent it away with the current. If the sailors did not use anchors, their boats would move away aimlessly around the port, or if they caught the right current, would go to the sea. Anchors serve a useful purpose. They help control the movement of a boat when the captain wants to stay in one place, so that the boat can be replenished, repaired, cleaned, or just because he needs a break. And when it is time to move forward, the anchor is brought on board and the boat is free to leave. Anchors are useful when they are needed, a nuisance when they are not, and the trick is to know when they are needed, and when it is time to set sail and bring it back to the boat because it's time to leave. If the power always moved forward, we would never have an opportunity to consider our options and decide the direction in which we are moving is right for us. We make course corrections, or take advantage of the time to rest. And when we expand the 3D polarity to the duality of the 5D, the 3D density for creative expansion of 5D, our lines of 3D time do not have the expandability to handle the influx of these energies. The energy 5D need much more space than 3D offers, so we stopped in our tracks. The anchors are released, so we can release some ballast and open space for energy. These quiet moments can be timed with the planetary retrogrades, or not. They serve an important purpose, to enable us to plan the expansion of our energy and expand our energy containers to energy 5D received. The 3D movement is linear, and as you probably already experience, you can move forward in a straight line only up to a point, and then you move away from the path of energy. Your reality no longer fits with you, it no longer seems adequate, and becomes restricted and limited, and you want something else. Instead of adding another level of 3D to reality to accommodate the power which does not work, you want to rule out the luggage and make space for the new energy that is waiting for you to make room for her. Thus, the anchors are released. It is time to reconsider, redirect, release, recalibrate, rethink, all retrogressive words that also apply to what happens when we know that new energy is in providing a change of course. We could get frustrated, feeling trapped and leave in any direction, but if you did this, you know that is not the best option. Instead, we can use the relaxation energy for deployment an anchor and think about our next moves. If we lower the anchor intentionally or wake up one day to realize that everything in our life is stopped, the anchors keep us in place, so that we can integrate and realign, re-anchor, re-equilibramos and find a new focal point for our energy. Usually, we get frustrated with the anchor and try to raise it up before we are ready for our next move. We think that the anchor is the problem, but is a blessing, giving us time to make room in our lives that energy 5D requires. Thus, although we are furiously trying to move the anchor, we are ignoring their true purpose, to stop the movement of 3D so that we can make room for the expansion of 5D. This is helping us in the readjustment of our boat, so to speak, to put us in a space where the forward movement is not preventing us from creating the lateral expansion that is necessary to complete the integration of the 5D. If we want the full benefit of multidimensional life of 5D, then we need to give us the time we need to adjust our energy to allow this level of integration. Use your time anchor to do what seems to come naturally during these periods, to clean your living space, letting go of what no longer serves you, evaluate your relationships and release those who are asking for it. Boats need time out of the water and waves to make the repairs, fueling, or to find a safe haven, and so are we. Be open to new potential levels and possibilities, allow new experiences to appear on our horizons, and be at peace with the process flow, because we know when it is time to set sail and move on to new multidimensional realities and be ready for the next phase of our journey.